traders, my name is Shah Chadri and I'm from FSC-Capital. Before we begin, I just wanted to recap, but firstly let me say I hope you all enjoying your holidays, Easter holidays, and before we actually move forward, I'd like to recap on a few trades that I was in last week. If you haven't watched my video already from last week, I'll leave the link below. You can go ahead and watch that after watching this video. But going forward, where I entered on this pair euro dollar 4 hour time frame was at the 1300, right about here, 1300s. I entered a short position. Okay, I explained in my previous video why I was looking at this zone right here. If you look left, we had multiple reasons on the daily time frame, and we managed to, RSI was oversold. We created a nice little double top at this level. Okay, we had bearish divergence, but I took an aggressive short at this level, being this bearish candle right here. See, every candle tells a story, and we know that, look, price came up to this level right here, but my RSI was oversold, heavily oversold. Again, I have my RSI set to 80-20. I just want those extreme filters, and I don't go just by RSI. Okay, I like to look at price action as well. We had a nice little bearish candle coming down on the 4 hour. This is where I went short. My stops went above the high. I took a 1-to-1 risk reward. My first targets came off at 1-to-1. My secondary targets, I looked at structure looking left. There was a nice structure shelf here. As you can see, this bullish candle right here came down, the bears pushed down, and they got rejected, slapped in the face, and price came pushing back up again. So that was a good level to take my secondary targets anyway. And I've managed to bank altogether on euro dollar last week 101 pips, which isn't bad. So 101 pips on euro dollar. The next pair I'll be showing you is euro yen, but before I move to euro yen, I want to quickly explain what I'll be looking at going forward this week. I'm not expecting a lot of movement in the markets this week, purely because it's bank holiday and we're just coming out of Easter, but the following week we should have a bit more movement. But this week, if price action does come to the 1200s, I'll be looking for bullish evidence around this area. At this moment, I'm not looking at any advanced pattern setting up, but I'll be purely concentrating on price action to give me a bullish evidence in the 1200 zone. And if I get that right to the bullish evidence, I'll be looking to ride this up again, looking left for possible target areas, and possibly back again up to the 1320s at this level here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at the euro dollar going forward next week. Let's move over to euro yen. Okay, I'm on the euro yen 4 hour time frame. Last week I mentioned that I was short this pair. We had a similar setup to the euro dollar, but this pair is a classic example why you should always follow your trade plan. This pair actually came 2 pips shy from my target once and reversed back to my entries. Okay, and then pushed up to negatives. I was negatives first, and then it eventually came back down, hitting my target ones, and me taking my target twos at 125.83s. Yep, 125.83s. Yep, 125.83s. So I managed to bank 115 pips from this pair, but I'll quickly explain to you what I was looking at. Again, similar setup to the euro dollar. Price rallied back up to the 126.82 level. Looking left, we had previous resistance. Price moved sideways. We had a bullish pin bar followed by a bearish candle. Okay, I actually went aggressive short at this pair. The reason being, I had my RSI extremely overbought. We had RSI divergence. This is sort of a double top, but we've got a clear double top here. It's like a triple top here, and before market plummeting down to the 125.83 123 is hitting my target, secondary targets. I actually took 115 pips from this pair last week, but this week what I'm actually looking at is, I'll quickly explain to you. If we start here, we've got a double bottom here. We had RSI divergence, price rallied up, creating higher closes, and before hitting the 126.82. My previous outside return is in this blue zone right here, and I'll be looking, if price does come inside this zone, I'll measure my 1-to-1 risk reward before taking a position to the upside, possibly coming back to the 126.82, but I'll see how price action presents itself. But that is what I'm looking at this week going forward. But again, once again, I'm not looking for huge movements in the market this week. It's more next week the market should liven up a bit. But this week, that's what I'm looking at. I'm expecting price action to come inside my zone before looking for bullish evidence, and if I get that right to the bullish evidence, I'll be taking a trade to the upside, looking left for target levels. Okay, again, my first target will always be 1-to-1 risk reward. Secondary targets, I'll look at structure levels, possibly again at the 126.77. Okay, there isn't any advanced pattern setting up as of yet on this pair, but I'll be keeping an eye going forward next week. If there is an advanced pattern setting up, then even on a lower time frame, I'll be taking that trade to the upside. But once again, if price does come down and violate structure, okay, so if we get a push down, then I'll be looking for a pullback before selling this pair to the downside back to the 123.90 zone. Okay, but before I even look at that, I need a close break and close below the 124.80s. Let's move on to the next pair. Okay traders, I'm on the last pair that I'll be showing you this week. I'm on the pound-dollar daily time frame, and I've already highlighted my zone around 30.20s, and we are actually inside this zone. It's interesting where price is testing now. Now if you look at price action, we had a low here looking left on the daily time frame. We created a higher close with an outside return, followed by a higher close, followed by an outside return. Now this candle is very interesting because price came all the way down, got rejected, and the bulls took over, going back to retest the highs looking left, failed to create a close above. Okay, since then price has been coming down back to this level. Price tested this level on numerous occasions. Looking left, we've got a rejection candle, rejection candle, rejection candle. So what I'll be looking at on this pair, if we drop down to the 240, I'll be looking for a double bottom inside my zone. Now if I get that double bottom inside my zone with followed with bullish divergence on the RSI, then I'll be looking to buy this up, looking left for potential take profit targets. But again, when we get two structure shelves so close together looking left, normally the lowest one or the highest one tends to get tested. They act like magnets, so I'm expecting price action to push a bit lower, then give me that nice little double bottom with bullish divergence. However, there's another scenario that can actually take place. If I zoom out to the daily time frame, I can clearly show you what I'll be looking at if price action violates structure. Now if we close below this level, then I'll be looking for a pullback into my zone. So if price action breaks structure to the downside, I'll be looking for a pullback to short this pair. I will no longer be looking to buy this pair up, and I will be taking a trend continuation trade back to the lows looking left. Okay, and my secondary targets will be at the 2800s structure shuffle looking left again. We've got possible resistance here. Okay, resistance turns into support. So my secondary targets will be at 2800s. So these are the two possibilities on this pair. I'll be keeping a close eye on this pair going forward next week. If I do get that double bottom on a lower time frame on the 4 hour with the bullish divergence, again I'll be riding this up. If we get a break of structure, then I'll be looking for a trend continuation trade on this pair. And that's it for me this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also it'll notify you every time I upload a new video. And please share this video around and show me your support. And until next time, I hope you stay well, and I wish you a prosperous week in the markets. See you next week. Thank you.